Hello, this is Bishop William Joensen coming to you from the Pastoral Center here in Des Moines, reaching out to our Holy Trinity School community. And as much as I enjoyed celebrating confirmation and Mass with the Holy Trinity Parish community this year, I never got to go into the school except to meet with the confirmation candidates. But I know you've been doing great work in terms of your transition now with the pandemic to doing remote learning. Your teachers, staff, and parents have adapted very well, but you above all have shown yourself to be the most versatile and creative in how you go about your learning, that you're continuing to enlarge your minds, your souls, and I pray your love for Jesus and for your families, which doesn't come automatically, does it? You know, one of the things that I would have responded to Mrs. Dermody's class 6th and 7th grade questions if I'd gotten to visit you. So I've got some of them still here. I don't think I've forgotten them, and I like to just choose a few select ones. Don't feel left out if I don't choose your question as well. But these were back early in the year, not long after my ordination in September of last year. So Lee Nguyen in 6th grade just says, you know, are you happy to be Bishop of Des Moines? I am happy, and especially now as I will work with all of you through the pandemic and the way it's changed our way of being church with each other, with the ability not to gather as we once did, that we have such great priests and staff that have been very creative and continuing to bring the Gospels and the mission of the kingdom of God to light and to bear in so many ways. So I'm blessed as I've come to know people, sometimes in the trying challenges that really reveal who we are, and so very well. Did I study to be a bishop? No, that's something where you learn on the job. You know, you can't study to be a bishop, you study to be a priest, and I'm still a priest, so hopefully I'm using some of those things very much as well. Shannon in 7th grade, so don't be nervous, Shannon says, you know. Well, a little bit of nervousness is good, right? Then it helps us remember it's not all about us, right? It's like, God, I have to rely on you. This isn't just about me. This is what you want to do through me, so may I do your will. So she keeps me in her thoughts and prayers, even though she said, you know, sometimes her spelling isn't the best. I hope your spelling's gotten better through the course of your 7th grade year, Shannon. God bless you for your remarks as well. Someone who got to meet me, Katie Wilberding, at the time when I was ordained as well, kind of supports. Have things changed between being a bishop and a priest? It's funny. People listen to me more than they used to, you know. Before I used to offer counsel and advice, and now when you're bishop, sometimes you're in the room, you're the one that they're looking to make a decision, and that puts a different yoke on things, so it's very humbling in that way, so your prayers are very much appreciated. Owen Nig in 6th grade, he asked, the hardest part about being the bishop, I think right now, is that I can't be the one gathering the flock together. I can't be at confirmations in the same way. So, you know, as much as I want to protect everybody, not only spiritually but physically, that's kind of something that's harder. So even though I'd like to bring all the sheep in and draw them closer to what we're about, that's a little bit harder right now as well. And what is your favorite? Why do you wear a big hat? Yeah, it's kind of a historical symbol of authority to have the mitre. We think of the mitral valve in the heart, and I know some of you have been studying science, but that mitre is that kind of symbol of authority. It's a little bit like the Jewish high priest used to wear, and so we have that. And then underneath, what's this small cap? Well, you know, we think of the Jewish people and their reverence for God, that they would cover their head when they drew close to the holy God. But we call this a zucchetto for bishops, a zucchetto. And it's drawn from the word like zucca for gourd or pumpkin. So this is like a little pumpkin. So please do not call me Pumpkinhead, all right? Pumpkinhead Joensen, all right? I will not have that, all right? So that's what my brothers and sisters will call me, all right? But it's called a zucchetto. But again, it's a sign of the dignity of coming before the presence of the Lord. You notice during the Mass, we take it off when we go into the Eucharistic prayer, because we come as we are, bearing before God, that nothing comes between us, as a sign of reverence and love. So we would want to do that in so many ways. And so those symbols that are part of this great testimony of faith that we want to be about, and we might want to answer one more question here, if we might, okay? You know, how many years did I go to college? They were the best 6 years of my life. No, I went in 4 years at Iowa State, and but it was my time afterwards at Iowa City. So there was a lot of school that followed after that as the church asked me to continue to get more education so I could serve the people. And we've got another one, and I don't know if we can show this in kind of a close-up, if we will, kind of coming in on that. But look at these nice little sheep. They're like little cloud pillows floating away. and all the sheep there, and then you have the bishop, who I'm both sheep and a shepherd, right, that we can focus on. And so Rebecca, you're a very good artist. I would like to see where you go with all of this. Very, very gifted in that way. So she asked where I was before. Did I come from out of Des Moines, the state, the country, the continent? Some people sometimes ask me, what planet did I come from? And sometimes as I'm speaking, but really, I'm an Iowa boy, grew up in Ames, but I spent most of my 30 years of priesthood in Dubuque before God called me here. And so it's one thing to leave someplace, but if you feel like you're being sent someplace, then you know that the Spirit and the grace of God paves the way before you, as you have at Holy Trinity School, by your hospitality and your goodness, which I look for to experience that next year as we come together again.